Beals here with no nonsense, cause you can't make sense if you don't make sense. A pod with freestyle discussion, poetry and social deconstruction.
Good morning, sweet world! This is Big Burn with my co-host,
Buffalo Bills.
That's right. Today is January 12th, 2015. Episode
39.
That's right. We'll go ahead and start you off with a poem. Someone told me one time that you need to get around from point A to point B in order to be a productive bee. But what kind of vehicle do you think you want to use? Do you want to use a abused piece of trash, or do you want to use a Chevy Colorado? That's right, folks. I'm talking about Chevy Colorados.
Oh.
So, Beals, yes. Do you think Chevy Colorado is at the forefront of the car industry, and do you think that they have passed the Lamborghini as the most luxurious car to drive or truck vehicle in the world?
I think that the Chevy Colorado's rugged. It's classic. It's got a four-wheel carpet drive. It's got a 99 caliber sign engine, two dual Haas brake engines, and she's got a nice hazard light signal. Really, it's a beautiful piece of art pieced together by some of the greatest engineers in the industry, and I think that honestly, I don't think you can find a finer piece of art out in the world there.
Now, is the Chevy Colorado American-made, or is it a Cambodian piece of engineering?
It originated in Cambodia, but its since has been relocated to the famous Motor City, Nebraska City.
So is Nebraska City bigger than Detroit for car production in 2015?
In 2015 alone, Nebraska City was able to produce over 3,000 different types of vehicles, which does not include the undisclosed Secret Service tank engine truck bicycles that were implemented post-World War I. And but we're actually seeing a lot more of underdeveloped Indonesian children being shipped overseas and taking all the jobs in Nebraska City, leaving with the locals out of employment, and we're really seeing a larger production. So I think, therefore, yeah.
Now, quick for a news break.
The ramifications of Union Army General Sherman's plan of 40 acres and a mule finally went into full effect earlier this afternoon after 150 years of the land begrudgingly owned by the antebellum families. Now every African American currently living in the United States will be granted their due reward of exactly 40 acres and one mule. Residents living in compact urban societies such as New York will see many local buildings demolished to clear the necessary land per the promise made by General Sherman in 1865 that was nullified by the American government soon thereafter. When world-renowned basketball star LeBron James was asked about the rebirthing of the promise, he was quoted as saying, "It's about time."
Now, do these Nebraska City Indonesian underprivileged kids enjoy producing pistons more or tire brakes more?
Really, what the core of the car is, especially the Chevy Colorado, is the piston itself. If you go in, you open up the hood, you take a gander in there, you move the gasket around the corner a bit, and you take a shovel, you stick that near the exhaust pipe entry valve, and you're really going to uncover a four-scheme piston set that really has an oscillating, rotating genital wart syndrome that actually allows for the car to run at a much smoother, more easily dynamic pace.
Now, do you think that the Detroit Pistons are called the Detroit Pistons because of the car industry? Or do you think that the Pistons team name came first and that they named the piston in the car after the team? Chicken or the egg conundrum there, Bill.
What happened is clearly there was no town in Michigan, and Detroit began a basketball program there. They gave it a random sound. Then they decided that they were going to start making cars inside Detroit. So what they did is they changed the name from the cars to the Pistons.
Very interesting, Bills. Now, here's what I'm going to let you know about. When you are able to configure the malleable object that is the Synagoguean Detroit limb land with the protractors of the farmer-fed futated bill, you are able to take the color scheme, break it down into an Elzai rap-infused MC product based on the 1994 Illmatic Nas album, fusing rap, cars, and the color scheme of the protractor, divided out with any mathematician of John Nash's ilk towards the Californian divide line. And so, I don't know. That's just the little thing that I've been ruminating on lately. But what do you think about the validity of these claims that Detroit is moving to Los Angeles?
I think the evidence is clear. The newest car design of the Chevy Colorado really does embody what is going to be called the Chevy California. What it's going to have is a couple avocados on the side and a lot more sunshine. But what it is going to lack is that extra little Detroit M&M vibe, where you're going to get a car that kind of doesn't have the same bite bark to it they used to have when it was over in Detroit. But now what it's going to do is going to allow you to drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco in one take of gas, and you'll be able to watch an entire season of Game of Thrones while you drive.
Thank you, Auto Mechanic Bills. Would you please leave us a little poem to summarize how we feel about, Detroit sports, rap, and Chevy Colorados?
One time I made my way over to Detroit. I had a feeling that I was going to lose my voice. So I went down to the local mart and bought myself a pack of Marlboro Lights, and I got into the car and I said, the car's too bright. So what I had was a new design for a brand new style car. One that can drive you so super very far. You can go from one city to the other in one take of gas. Hell, it's so good. You drive so fast. I said, man, I have such a good idea. I'm going to make lots of dough. So I'm going to call this car the Chevy Colorado.
Thank you, Auto Mechanic Beals. This is Burn and Auto Mechanic Beals signing off.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Hope you got some insight and a few laughs. That's all for now, folks. Yes, goodbye. Till next time, as long as we don't die.